Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday. This is the Woo Report, episode 162, titled Blue Jackets Coming to Town. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. This is the Woo Report, episode 162, and I'm your host, Sam Woo. The BJs, the Columbus Blue Jackets, come into town to Prudential Center tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern start. On Devils Hockey Network, you can listen to Matt and Chico. You could find it on MSG Plus. The Blue Jackets are in town. We talked about how important the 10-day stretch will be for the New Jersey Devils, starting off with beating the Edmonton Oilers, then beating the Washington Capitals. A lot of bad injuries, a lot of bad news happened the day after. Dougie Hamilton out, broken jaw. Don't think we have a timetable yet. He had surgery yesterday. Nico Hischier, thankfully, it's just a bad bruise. No break in the x-rays. X-rays negative. Jimmy Vesey's coming back. Lindy Ruff is off the COVID protocol, along with Vesey. So the Devils right now are tied 31 points, but they played a lot more games than the Columbus Blue Jackets. But it's a very important Metropolitan Division game for the standings, and the Devils have no room for error. They need to get 2 solid points tonight and 2 solid points in Columbus on Saturday. They need a total of 4 solid points if they want to leapfrog and have their chances with better positioning getting into the playoffs. They need to start climbing now because those 6 weeks have hurt the New Jersey Devils. What are your thoughts? Let me know on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live. What are your thoughts? Also in the news from the New Jersey Devils about 14 hours ago. Games in Montreal and Toronto, January 15th and 17th have been postponed. They are going to reschedule these games at a later date. That seems to be the trend in the NHL. All the Canadian teams are just kicking the can down the road as this COVID has, caused a lot of delays, postponements, stoppages, all in the name of safety. Also, much talk about Mackenzie Blackwood, Mac Black. We had Mike Amato, goalie expert, yesterday on the State of the Fan address. He talked about goaltending. He talked about Mac Black, Mackenzie Blackwood, and I think he will come back. I think he'll shake it off, battling the injury that he has. Is he the goaltender of the future? That remains to be seen. But I believe in Mac Black that he's going to put in a great effort tonight in front of the home crowd at Prudential Center. I also think that Mac Black will have to feed off the energy of Jack Hughes, 9 points, last 4 games, I believe. If you haven't seen it yet, because there's been all this talk about nobody ever covers the Devils. Nobody ever covers the Devils. And Nick Villano put it out there yesterday on the State of the Fan address that the pucksandpitchforks.com blog last year, calendar year 2021, cleared nearly 3 million hits. They do coverage. More opinion pieces, but coverage. We at the Let's Go Devils podcast cleared nearly 125,000 downloads. Just the audio version, probably double that of views. Where you're viewing me right now and the Let's Go Devils podcast and the Woo Report on our social media pages, Facebook Live, at Let's Go Devils Podcast, Twitter, at Let's Go Devils Pod, YouTube channel, Let's Go Devils, and Twitch at Let's Go Devils Podcast. Much to my dismay, I don't like the bashing of the Devils content team. Look, the way it works, it's very simple. They're employed by the team, and obviously they're going to present it in a way favorable to the team. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're doing their jobs. If the Devils content team had other jobs at other media outlets that you're familiar with, they would do a great job. Okay? But just that's the nature of how media is consumed right now. That is the nature of technology, pushing media. The Let's Go Devils podcast is known for its technology. We were probably the first or one of the first to be doing these live streaming, multi-platform social media outlets like Facebook, Twitter. And we may be on Instagram Live, but there's a lot of technicalities that I got to work out. We push it through technology because we want to make it easily and readily available for New Jersey Devils fans. I understand it's cool to have legacy media companies, big companies of the fire and ice in the past with NorthJersey.com, NJ.com, and there's some criticisms about they just don't hire writers. Well, if anybody knows media, and I know media very well, serving in a lot of different capacities, it all comes to dollars and cents. If the dollars and cents are not there, you are not going to take a loss to cover the New Jersey Devils. It's just the reality of it. A lot of us fans do it for the labor of love. Nick Villano is a journalist by trade. You know, he has his day job in the news. This he does for labor of love. Myself, labor of love. And we try to cover that. I've seen a lot of comments about it, about shame on the newspapers. Well, have you been subscribing? Let me ask you that question. Have you been subscribing? And if the answer is no, then you have nothing to complain about. The Athletic, we're going to actually have Shayna on from The Athletic, the new Devils beat writer that she covers analytics as well. And it's there. But Emily Kaplan's article is great, titled How Jack Hughes Leveled Up His Game and Personality This Season. Great article on ESPN.com. Long form article, something you don't see too often. Out 7 a.m. this morning on ESPN.com. Again, if you haven't read it, read it. It's Jack Hughes. Emily Kaplan delivers what you wanted. She's a Jersey girl from Montclair. We've had her on the program before on the State of the Fan Address. She's a bagel snob. Doesn't get into the Taylor ham and pork roll debate. And that's okay. We like Emily, especially because she's from Jersey. And also, you know who else is from Jersey as well? Greg Wyshynski Remember the Puck Daddy blog, now with ESPN.com. You can get great coverage there as well if you want some alternative coverage. But those are the big names, the big ESPN. And again, I think the coverage could be better. But I think the coverage could be better everywhere. There's always room for improvement. So, but anyway, the Blue Jackets come into town. And hopefully we'll have the monitor up at Taj Lounge 973, 35 Edison Place. Beautiful, a heart of Newark, New Jersey, across the street from the Prudential Center. As we're doing things a little bit differently with Game Day Live for the home games, given what's gone on with mandates, regulations, and safety precautions, that we're going to comply, and I think made the decision, better be safe than sorry. The podcast that we're temporarily doing it virtually, but you can still see us at Taj Lounge 973. I'm going to be going down there a little bit later today to install a feed coming from our studios to Taj Lounge 973, 35 Edison Place. Jesse T, the manager, and all highly encourage you to support small businesses around the arena of the Prudential Center. Jack Hughes is going to need to step it up today. I think he will. Big bad Boston Bruins. Look, Mackenzie Blackwood had a bad game, but now he's got to step up. What do you do now, Mackenzie? Can you get yourself out of that funk and maybe steal a couple here and there? You owe your teammates that one. It's not like Martin Brodeur never got into a slump, but he always paid back his teammates in different ways afterwards. And I would expect Mac Black to come out much sharper and more focused against the Blue Jackets, as this is, I would say, early on in the season, a must-win for the New Jersey Devils. All right, so that's it for now. There may be more podcasts coming, but Game Day Live, Vinny Parisi and I will preview the game, 6 p.m. Eastern, live from the Primetime Radio virtual studios in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Also, Devils After Dark after the game. Scotty of Sirius XM, Liquid Metal, and I will recap the game that was. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in to this Woo Report. I hope you have a dandy day. I hope it's a nice day. I hope you're going to have a good drive to Prudential Center to see your New Jersey Devils. Safety first. Hands 10 and 2 on the wheel. Or they say with airbags 9 and 3. I don't know. Gonna have to ask David Decker. David Decker. Oh, David Decker, Town Toyota. Get your Toyota from David Decker. He supplies Toyotas for Let's Go Devils podcast co-hosts and Let's Go Devils podcast fans when there are no cars to be bought because of a microchip shortage and supply chain issues around the world. But David Decker gets it done. Town Toyota in Ledgewood off of Route 46. And tell them that Sam Wu sent you. And this is not a paid endorsement. This is a real endorsement. All right, I want to thank everybody. Mike Rossi, happy Devils Thursday. Corbin, hello. Till next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils.